Hello everybody, it's Melanie from Mel's Inky Fingers, and I am here to show you this really pretty, quick and easy card created with the Violet Dreams suite. This suite is an online exclusive that launched in my online store earlier this month, and it's just beautiful. It has purples and greens and Secret Sea in the beautiful Violet Dreams Designer Series paper with a violet theme. So if you like violets, little Johnny jump ups, or other floral images, you're going to really enjoy this product suite. And I wanted to show you how easy it is to create these really pretty cards using the sheet of die cut elements that are part of the paper collection. There are tons of little bitty pieces. You get 2 full sheets of all of these pieces in the collection. So you receive 4 of these really pretty violet bouquets, and they come in different colors, so you can mix and match the cardstocks that you would like to put with it or the different patterns in the Designer Series paper pack to make really pretty but easy cards. And then you can use the rest of the pieces to either dress it up, you can color them, you can layer them and make really cute little non-stamped cards if you even wanted to do that. So let me show you how I created this card. It's very easy. So to create it, you will want some cardstock. So you will want a card base. I cut mine 4.25 by 11, and it's scored at 5.5 to make a standard card. You could also do a side fold card if you preferred. And then you're going to want a layer that is 4 inches by 5.25, and that's going to be your front layer. Then I also have a layer of matching size of basic white that's going to go on the inside. Then you can choose what violet bouquet you would like to use, or if you have the stamp and die bundle, you could also stamp this beautiful little violet image here and die cut it with the coordinating die. So it's your choice. And then since I'm using the die cut elements, I also chose a couple of coordinating little flowers that are going to go on the inside, as well as one of the die cut leaves. So that's my inside. And then I'm going to use this large scalloped oval die cut element for the front of my card. And that is this die here. So you have a non-scalloped and a scalloped oval. They do layer together and make really pretty layered cards. And I am just using the scallop in the background of this really pretty die cut element. So, and I'll show you at the end what it looks like when you layer, because I think yes, I do have one that layers. I had to make sure that I brought it over here. And then I'm using Secret Sea for just that little extra pop of color behind my elements. So I'm going to have one that's going to go on the inside of my card with these pretty little elements to carry my design through. And then I have one for the front that I'm going to layer behind my scallop for a little pop of color. And then of course you want a piece for your sentiment of basic white. So the inks that I'm going to use Secret Sea for my sentiments, and then I'm going to use Versamark to create a soft and subtle background with some random stamping on this fresh freesia piece. So let's start by getting our card base ready. So you will want to fold this and burnish it really well. And then I kind of got carried away. I made a whole pile of these because this is the completed card included in the July Creatively Inked kit. So each month in your Creatively Inked kit, you receive a completed project, and this was this month. So I accidentally forgot to save a layer to stamp with you. So this is pre-stamped. So what I did is I used this large pretty flower here with the leaf image, and I just randomly stamped it around the edge of this cardstock layer in Versamark ink, and you get this really soft tone-on-tone look, and I think that you can see that very well despite the lighting. And then that is going to go on the front of my card like this. So I'm going to take some dimensionals and adhere this to my card front. And this will create a really nice base for all the other elements. And this card is really fun. You can make it in any color because all of these little floral elements come in so many colors. You can really mix and match. You can either do contrasting colors or you can do a monochromatic color. Your choice. All right, so now I have my oval, and this is going to fill most of the front of this card, and we're going to do a little bit of stamping on it. So I'm going to swap out my Versamark pad for Secret C, and this is going to create a nice little pop of color in the background. And this stamp set has this really great background stamp that you can see there. I really like it. I have used it a lot on these projects. And I'm going to stamp this in Secret C. So you can have your dots kind of going sideways or vertically. So you can choose whether you want them horizontal or vertical. And then I'm just going to kind of randomly stamp this all over, but I'm only going to ink it once. You don't need to ink it more than that unless you want really dark color. And then this is going to go on my card front, but I am going to put this little layer of Secret C behind it. So I'm just going to cut a little banner end here. And this piece is 3 3/4 by 1 inch. So it's going on a 4-inch wide layer. So you just want it a little shorter than that so it fits nicely on your card front. And then we're just going to put some adhesive on the back of that and center it behind this little oval, just like that. And then let's put some dimensionals on the back of this and add it to our card front. So we'll give this a little bit of dimension. And then we're just going to center it. So this open space that was created by stamping that around the side, we're just going to cover that all up and set that down. And then this is going to go right on top like that. So you have this little bit of interest in the background that pops through behind this beautiful bouquet. And all of these violet bouquet die cut elements are just a little different, both in color and in shape, but they all fit really nicely on this oval. So that's really nice. So you can just center that on there like this. So really pretty. You can see how quick and easy this is. Now, the last thing we have is to add our sentiment. So you have several sentiment choices in here. You have happy birthday to you. You could stamp the happy birthday linear. You could do take care, sending love, or I appreciate you. So let me show you what some of those look like. So here's take care. I have a couple of them here. And this one is I appreciate you. So you can see those all look really nice on the front. And you could also do happy birthday if you wanted to, but I have the I appreciate you stamp on here. So I'm just going to ink this up in Secret C ink. And Secret C is such an awesome color. And I'm just going to put that in the center. Hopefully it's nice and straight. If not, I'll have to fix it. And that looks good. So this piece is 3 inches long by 3/4 of an inch. But of course you can adjust this based on your sentiment that you choose. And I'm going to trim this down just a little bit. I like to cut it a little bigger than I need it to give me a little bit of space in case I stamp crooked. I can always come in and straighten it by trimming the paper to offset the crooked stamping. So now I'm just going to take these ends and cut them at an angle. That just adds just a little extra element to the front, so it's not quite so plain. And then that's going to go here like this. So let's pull out a little bit of twine. This is crumb cake twine. You could also use some linen thread, or you could use a different color of twine if you wanted. I'm going to put a little bit of dry adhesive on the back of this. I'm using Stamp and Seal, And that's going to hold this in place so that I can kind of fold this into a faux bow. So it's like I'm making a bow, but I'm not. And I'm just going to push that down on the adhesive. And then when you flip it like this, you can see it has, let me fix this a little bit. You can reposition it if you need to. When you move that, you can tell that it looks like a little bow. So let's just trim this. So here's what this little sentiment element now looks like. And then I'm just going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of this and pop it up on the front of our card. So we'll put that one there, that one there. Now, if you have any sentiment, if you have any seal that sticks out beyond your twine, I like to put my dimensionals on top of it so that that doesn't get pushed into my card and get stuck there. So this is kind of going here. And there is our card. It's just that simple. So those die cut elements in the Designer Series paper make a really nice card. Now, if you're subscribing to Creatively Inked this month, you're going to get a partial pack of paper of just the patterns, not the die cut elements. It's too hard to punch all those out, but you can see how beautiful. You have fresh freesia, gorgeous grape. This is fresh freesia as well, and hydrangea hue. This also kind of comes in Highland Heather, is also a nice color that you could make that in. And now here is the same card, and I used the coordinating stamp on that die cut piece and layered that behind the violet bouquet, and you can see how that just really lifts it and adds another layer of dimension to it. And then I added some gems on the peaceful pine background. So this looks beautiful in so many colors. I hope you enjoyed seeing how simple this card is, and I hope you like this Violet Dreams suite and paper and can give this a try with some of your die cut elements. So thanks for watching.